Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ahmed Afridi, and today I would be telling you that how should you write a narrative. First of all, let me tell you that in which paper does narrative comes in O levels. So it does come in paper 1123 English slash 2 to 3 2 2 sorry 2 3 no. It is always in there in paper 2. Okay, it does come in question 2, that is co- uh, that is with the option of choice of that whether you want to write narrative or descriptive. So usually I would people ask that what should we do. So I would recommend that you should always attend narrative. The reason is that if you would be attending narrative, so you would be having lot of stuff to write because the word limit is between 350 to 450, while in descriptive you would have very few words to write, and the topic which is given to you in the question is like that you can describe it, but it would like go to 300, or it could not fulfill the requirements of the words. So it's better to attempt narrative writing. But if somebody who is extraordinarily good at descriptive writing, so it would be good for him to attempt that question. Okay, so then in descript and this, then in narrative writings does come two questions. Like you in first question you would be given a question to write a sentence that you had to involve in your writing. Okay, and the other one is that you would be asked that for example, that write a narrative in which a book plays an important role. So sometimes you would be asked this type of question. Okay, so now let me tell you what is narrative writing. Narrative writing is something that is being that is kind of story. Okay, and you could say it is almost a story. There is nothing to confuse yourself about it. And then you should like uh, there are in narrative writing you must have a conflict there because it's all about a story. There should be a conflict over there, so your story would be made. Then comes the okay, so the the four things important in this narrative writing are plot, setting, characters, conflict, and solution. These five things. If you do have these five things, so you could get good marks in narrative writing. Um, mm, narrative and narrative writing, you should write in paragraphs, like first paragraph for 3 4, like these types of paragraphs. Okay, so the best way to attempt narrative writing is that you should go school for the exam. Before you go to exam, read a short book which have a good story. Like when I was going for my exam, I read a book, and then a question came, and I just fitted that question into that story, and it came, and I wrote that, and I hope inshallah it would be good. Okay, so then next comes in narrative writing the language. For example, if you are writing narrative writing, so you would be uh, always talking about past. It should be always about past. But if you didn't have a quotation until if an information isn't in quotation, everything should be in past. Okay, so this is and it's good. It's better to add dialogues in your comprehension. It would enhance your writing. Okay, and it is always suggested by the experts that you should always uh, that you should always add some kind of figurative language, that is personification. Personification is a type of figurative language in which an object is described as if it has human characteristics, like like if something non-living thing is given the qualities of a human, of a living, yes, of a human. Then comes the hyperbole, exaggerated statements. For example, something happens, an accident took place on a road, and you saw this, and somebody asked you that what happened, and the accident that you saw is very minor, like a car hit a cycle very slowly, and the boy fell off. And you say that a car was coming at a speed of 120. The boy was just looking at his mobile. The cycler, he was just looking at his mobile. He was busy looking here and there, and the car was very fast. It wasn't careful about other people, and the car just came and just um, uh, touched the boy, and the boy was at the moment in the air. So I use exaggerated this. Okay, so then the onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is words like, for example, if in your writing, in your story, you are writing that it was raining. You would say that it was raining, but like there was the tip of raining. So these types of sound, like the love dub of heart, and for example, if there is something and it creates a sound when you just pronounce that sounds. So this is called onomatopoeia. So figurative languages would such figurative languages would help you in enhancing your writing. They could be even in many senses, like they could be positively said or negatively said. They could be positively, it includes like happily relaxing, humorous, or in negative it could be like serious, relaxing, tense. Okay. Then comes that what is that what kind of conflict should be made. Conflict should be always there in the narrative writing. It is um, the main thing of the narrative writing. If there would be no conflict uh, in your narrative writing, so it would be not good, and nobody would be interested in reading that. Okay, so narrative writing is like you could use several methods of writing that. Like you could use the uh, flashback movement. For example, you sentence is given to you that suddenly she failed and died. Suddenly her lungs failed and died. So you could say, so the opening sentence of your narrative could be, suddenly her lungs failed and died. And then you could say that what happened, how the story began, from where did the story began, what happened, what took place, that she just came into that situation, and then she died. So this is called flashback, flashback method, and it is very good to use. Okay, so now talking about the conflict. Conflict, you should always create a conflict in your narrative. Uh, and conflict, it should be like not only from one side, like there should be several other problems as well with that character. And if you are writing a narrative, so you should describe give descriptions of your narratives of your characters as well. For example, there is a boy in your story, there is a boy who is very good, so you should tell people about his looking features. How does he looks, how is his eyes, mouth, teeth, colors. If you would be giving that, so it would make you score good. And in narrative, you are always being asked to like write, um, to always write um the not very too much description, a little bit of description. So we would end today over here, and I hope you would be be finding this video helpful.